They finally came and picked up George and ferried him across the ocean, and he arrived in Virginia, and they trucked him over to Texas, and here he is at Prototown. Moe's dream of a monumental statue of George Washington to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America on July 4th, 2026, is about to be realized. A few years ago, Moe came to Prototown with the dream of making a monument to the Saturn V rocket. Well, that dream has been carried on by other people and is starting to be realized. As I feared, they must have dropped the case at some point and the sculpture was damaged. Anyway, the guys here were great. The guy who drove the truck and the technical people here, they were very, very careful and competent, and that was very nice. Anyway, they brought it into this big factory space, and we took apart the case, and here I am gathering up the pieces that are broken off. And Mo and I carrying off the side panel, stacked up the whole crate. It's kind of homey for me to have all these crate parts that I'd worked on for so long. And they brought a big machine in there and very carefully lifted the thing up. There had been some pretty serious damage.
Oh, it's fine, man. It's fine. It's great. It's only 4 or 5 years.
He's still beautiful.
Well, I don't know how you pull this up. I didn't quite pull it off. Bless you.
Luckily, I had 4 days in which to try to figure out how to put the thing together. Pretty knocked up. Mo and I managed to run around in Ubers and so on to different towns, managed to get some plaster and some tools and some paint. What had happened was that not only did it get smashed, but the lower and upper parts got kind of separated. Luckily, however, it could still stand.
Would you like a water too?
No, thanks.
Here's some of the rubble. And here's the left hand and the wing that got smashed. And here's the lower part that was cracked all around, not just the bird, but both legs. Then there was the shoulder, which was completely pulled out of place and all broken up. Finally got it repaired with help from some good guys. Here is how the cherry branch was, and this is what was left. And that's where it came off. And I had to recreate some of it because I couldn't put it back exactly the way it was. And here it is finished but not painted, and here it is painted. Meanwhile, they were putting up the tent in front of the building we were working on, and there's the unfinished Saturn V rocket. Then I put silicone in the lower brakes. I didn't dare repair them with plaster because they're going to keep moving. The statue is fragile. It still holds itself up, but it won't take any punishment. this 4th of July party is going to take place in what is really a construction site for an industrial zone. That's the spot where the sculpture is going to be. And behind this building, they've set up these living rooms. And there's all these cases of beer and stuff, and they've got these fans going. And something they use a lot out here are these big ass fans. It makes a lot of noise. In any case, finally got the sculpture all painted, and then that evening of the 3rd, they came and put the sculpture outside and adjusted the lighting.
While Charles Duke explored the lunar surface. Buzz Aldrin called it magnificent desolation, which it was, but it's one of the most beautiful spots I've ever seen. Just
The next morning I came out to see if everything was okay. Last night they'd been testing their light show and their sound systems and so on. And now tonight, it's the 4th. There's going to be a huge party. There was supposed to be 250 people, but now it looks like there's going to be 500 or more. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, they had Mo make a plaque. It has become imperative to reignite the spirit of the men who invented the greatest country in the history of the world, the United States of America. To celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Mo Monuments wanted the best symbol of the American spirit, and nothing exemplified that more than George Washington. To realize his dream, Mo scouted hundreds of artists all over the world, and, after many false starts, discovered an American artist, Paul Rhodes. Paul made a statue of our greatest founding father that embodies the qualities most cherished by American patriots: enterprise, strength, truth, and prosperity. A year of tireless labor produced this statue just in time for the occasion. It is a plaster model for a monumental version which we hope will become a permanent inspiration for Proto. This is how the statue was on the morning of the 4th, and that evening the party started. Food and beer, usual 4th of July things. John, one of the founders of Prototown, is very excited about the sculpture. He is also the person carrying on Mo's dream of a model of the Saturn V rocket.
Buzz Aldrin called it magnificent desolation, which it was, but it was one of the most beautiful spots I've ever seen. Just untouched, unexplored.
Then there was a fireworks display that must have gone on for half an hour. Very impressive. Today, we're going to explore the question of what happens next for the statue. Does Prototown want to have it, or will Mo have to try to do something else with it?